Hope. A feeling of expectation and desire for a particular thing to happen. Or a feeling of trust. The concept of hope is often discussed in various media, even finding roots in ancient Greece. Hope is a waking dream. Aristotle. Most interpretations of this phrase come to the conclusion that hope is an active yet imaginative state where someone envisions a desired future or outcome, acting like a bridge between reality and our goals in life. I most certainly agree with this revelation in our world. However, would this definition of hope still suffice in a world where the standard is the highest degree of despair one could feel? A world where ruin and destruction is romanticized, where a utopia means to first enact agony upon every soul in the cycle of existence. Thus, I would like to introduce you to the world of Resengarr, a somewhat Dungeons&Dragons world created by Belacor, where I am actually a player, not the DM, a world with complex and intricate lore, moral dilemmas behind every sip of mead, and being on the precipice of destruction with every melancholic cry. Here, the energy of creation itself was destroyed, or maybe even paradoxically sealed, and as a last-ditch effort split itself into small fragments called tears. The tears of Ephraim. A few lucky, or perhaps unlucky, people were bestowed with said tears and are now called tear bearers. The party that I, my character Alexander, is a part of is called the Last Hope, having physically, mentally, or both been tortured by one called Lazarus, a former man who wants to create a utopia after bringing existence to nothingness itself, the one whose very first step of his plan was to get rid of Ephraim. Resengarr itself is overrun with undead and other types of monstrous creatures. Villages are dilapidated, people are subject to hunger, dependent on hired guards to defend against hordes of undead and all manner of twisted cultists. A few large cities, still standing strong like bastions throughout time, are prosperous to a certain extent, but may the whispers of the dead command it to be clawed at from the very ground that it is trying to protect. Then it shall. Sieges with thousands of undead and creatures are a normality. In this aspect too, is your last time breathing in the fresh, cold air of the next morning not a matter of if, but when? Imagine yourself as an inhabitant of a small rural village here. What could you even hope for? What do you even dare to dream? You are not blessed by being born in one of the large cities, like Carthwin or Osthold. The nearby village, not but a day away on foot, has been run over and steeped in red, as if a crimson lake has suddenly seeded itself in the earth. What does hope mean to you? If I may fill it in for you, hope itself would be something you hope for. You see the various clergy of the light, neutral, and dark deities all commit murder in the most brutal ways, for that is the way their divinities command it, or so they advocate. Do you really feel like you can turn to a god to give you hope? So is hope only something the rich can buy with their gold? Or perhaps only limited to the individuals who live in the fool's paradise? Is hope truly not the greatest jester? We've now concluded that hope is something fragile and intangible for the average person. So what, as a group of chosen heroes, would you want to give to the people? It would be the ability or the permission to believe that they are allowed hope. It is a raw, fundamental part of human nature to strive, to leave legacy, to accomplish, to leave at least a single footprint in the annals of history. But how does one even achieve such a feat? You would have to halt all the higher powers from walking their predestined path of destruction, for it is not just Lazarus, but a plethora of factions, all wanting to achieve something similar in their own way. From warping reality to creating a world of the ever-living undead. You need to do research on them all, how they work, what is their plan, reverse engineer everything from scratch. Yet, the Last Hope does. They persevere, they fail, but always stand up, as if fueled by the determination to hope for a true better world. So what is hope? For some, it is the end goal. For some, it is the medium. For all, it is the necessity. There will be more videos following up on this topic. Videos expanding your view of the world. Segments of memories from characters themselves, their perspective. Parts of background stories that have been uncovered and can be told. This series is a love letter to the complexity, depth, and scratch at human nature itself that D&D can bring, literally, to the table. I have been your lore keeper, Tommy, and I hope to meet you on the road again to inform you of the dangers you might encounter on your path in Resengarr. Stay safe and stay hopeful. May it always be on your side.